Back in 1978, Oliver Stone penned one of his first screenplays for the studio system. The script was simply titled Conan. This was about all that was simple with Oliver Stone's version of Conan the Barbarian. See, Oliver Stone had enough cocaine and downers in his system to kill a small horse when writing the Conan screenplay. And what he turned in was a total drug-induced fever dream. Instead of being set in the distant past, Stone's version of Conan was set in a post-apocalyptic future filled with half-animal, half-human hybrids. Conan would eventually lead a 10,000-strong horde against these mutants in a climactic battle. It was only going to take 4 hours to get there. This was some of the issues stacked on top of many with Stone's script. Soon after turning in the 240-page script, Oliver Stone took his disco pants and hair and fucked right off to France in order to kick his booger sugar habit. To help him do that, he wrote Scarface? Ah, yes, nothing helps kick your addiction to Satan's baking soda more than writing about how your lead character takes so much of it, he shot 144 times and never feels one bullet enter his vital organs.
I'm Dolly Montana! You fuck with me! You fucking with your back!
And seriously, why do all these people go to France to clean their shit up? What the fuck is in the cheese over there? Anyways, the original producers of Conan, Edward Pressman and Edward Summer, also known as the Double-Edged Sword, knew they couldn't produce this bullshit, so they sold the script rights to the only people dumb enough to buy Conan the Barbarian, Italians, specifically this Italian, Dino De Laurentiis. He produced about as many movies as there are spaghetti noodles on my plate right now as I write this. A quick question, do you eat your spaghetti by twirling it in the spoon, or do you eat it like an uncivilized northerner? Let me know in the comments. Anyways, Dino did about one of the smartest things he could do, and hired John Jaws monologue Milius right away. Milius took his dirty Harry out and his Apocalypse Now-sized balls and started teabagging Oliver Stone's screenplay with red ink, hacking and slashing all that bullshit away. Milius turned Conan into the classic Conan the Barbarian you know and love. I remember every time it came on TV, when that main theme hit. You just understood, even at the young age of 5, the raw power of masculinity you were about to watch. The first time Dad sat me down to watch it on TV, my 5-year-old body instantly achieved 400% muscle mass. I know, it sounds impossible to have 800% body mass on a 5-year-old, but it did happen. I flexed, not even weirded out that my biceps had biceps. My premium Ghostbusters shirt sleeves tore. The sheer power coursing through my vascular system disintegrated my hair. I screamed, all the light bulbs popped one after the other. Outside, the transformer exploded. The neighborhood lost electricity. The sheer intensity of Conan the Barbarian itself kept my TV powered on. I watched along as young Conan sat down with his dad, who shared with him a riddle while telling him a tale about their god Crom.
The secret of steel has always carried with it a mystery. You must learn its riddle, Conan. No one in this world can you trust. Not men, not women, not beasts. This you can trust.
This riddle is the key to the entire world built within Conan the Barbarian. Soon after his father told Conan this, their village is attacked by Thulsa Doom. This horde of bad eggs causing all sorts of tomfoolery in downtown Samaria, including killing Conan's parents right before his eyes. That's not nice. Steel wasn't enough to protect Conan's parents. Not only was his father brain dead and wrong, but he's also dead. Young Conan is sold into slavery and strapped to the Wheel of Pain, where he gains his strength. He could have popped on a VHS tape of his own movie like I did and save himself some time. Side note, I always looked at the Wheel of Pain as a metaphor for grade school. If that's the case, Conan was that kid in school held back a couple years because eventually he's the only one on the wheel. I mean, he's rather large for an 8th grader. Left to contemplate the Riddle of Steel, Conan takes his father's answer to its maximum conclusion when he becomes a gladiator, a conclusion that serves him well in the arena. The biggest example of this is when his master asks what's best in life to a nobleman. The nobleman's answer is astonishingly impotent and stupid.
Fleet horse, falcons at your wrist, and the wind in your hair.
The wind at your hair? Who the fuck is this guy? This tent is made for men. Get his ass out of the man tent. Go score yourself a shampoo commercial, pussy. Somebody tell this guy.
To crush your enemies, see them driven before you, and to hear the lamentation of their women.
A line so badass, 3,000 years, a Khan of the Genghis variety stole that quote. Conan soon wins his freedom, and through the subtle art of stealing shit, Conan finds friendship and love. His woman, Valeria, like all women, wants Conan to settle down, but his father's answer to the riddle plagues his mind. King Osric asks Conan and his band of thieves to steal back his daughter, who's been swept up in Thulsa Doom's cult. Conan can't resist exacting revenge on the man who murdered his parents and sent him on the path that he walks in this movie. However, the plan goes sideways and Conan's captured and beaten to hell and back. Conan's brought before Thulsa Doom and reminds him that he destroyed Conan's village. And Doom is such a fucking Chad with hair silken like that of a Chinese man that he lets Conan know he doesn't even remember doing that shit. Bro, that was like 20 years ago. You expect me to remember every tiny village I burnt to the ground? The worst day of your life? I call Tuesday. But Thulsa Doom, loving the sound of his own voice, knows Conan is in search of an answer to the riddle and provides his own. Doom points to the cliffs that surround them. On the edge of the rocks is a crowd of beautiful women. And like a pimp Babe Ruth calling a shot to a hooker in the stands, Doom tells one to step off the cliff.
Come to me, my child.
And she does the thing that every dumb soft-brained hippie does. Now we have two different answers to the same riddle. Dad says men you can't trust, but in steel, that is the only thing you can trust. Dad Slayer Doom says steel is worthless without the flesh that wields it.
That is power. The strength and power of flesh.
So which one of these idiots is right? The violent homeless man or the violent spiritual pimp? Well, I hate to break it to you, but it's neither. I mean, Thulsa's actually close, but brainwashing hippie chicks ain't my idea of the riddle being solved. Not quite. Afterwards, Conan is crucified on the Tree of Woe. It's much like the Wheel of Pain, but sadder. He dies, is resurrected by Valeria's love, and now has a better understanding of the riddle. Conan and his friends attack Doom again, this time using deceit and distraction rather than brute force. But this is not enough, and for their troubles Valeria is killed, and Conan is forced to retreat to a hilltop. There, Conan utters a prayer to Crom, if he's listening.
Crom, I've never prayed you before. I have no tongue for it. All that matters is that two stood against many. That's what's important. Grant me revenge. And if you do not listen, then the hell with you.
Here is where Conan begins to complete the Riddle of Steel for himself. After defeating the Riders, Conan retrieves his father's sword, albeit broken now in an epic piece of symbolism. Taking the broken blade with him, he confronts Doom one last time. Thulsa whips out his answer to the riddle again on Conan like it's a 14-inch cobra in his pants.
Well, who now is your father if it is not me? Who gave you the will to live? What will your world be without me?
It's a fair question, really. Conan's given everything for this moment. Once Doom dies, what is there to live for?
You can do it! Cut his fucking head off!
And if there's one thing 80s action stars love doing, it was listen to Rob Schneider. And here lies the answer to the riddle. It's not steel, because steel is only useful as the man who wields it. When Conan put all of his faith in steel, all he found was death and loss of life. The fact that Conan survived because he put his trust in men and women speaks volumes on why his father's answer is completely wrong. Thulsa Doom says that the answer is the flesh that wields the steel. That is where its strength lies. But his control over flesh fails, and is ended by steel. Conan now sees through it all. After severing Doom's head with his father's broken blade, Conan understands that it's not the steel of the sword or the flesh that wields it, it's the steel of Conan's heart. Honor, courage, love, companionship, and the determination to do what must be done in the face of evil. That is the path of the riddle's answer, a path that eventually leads Conan to become king by his own hand. But that is another story. If you enjoyed this video, you go ahead and smash that like button. While you're done doing that, hit the subscribe button. And then, after that, share this with your friends, family, people you hate. Maybe you don't like my content and just want to waste somebody's time. Do it, share it. Thank you. It is much appreciated. I'm out of here.